Word on the street is that you found us a really nice tractor. Are those rumors true?
Sure, a thriving farm is built on effort, diligence, patience, and knowledge passed down through generations.
I think it'd be a great idea to expand the farm, which says it only costs $12,000.
That's right, kiddo. What's most important to me, of course, is passing the knowledge on.
All right, Walter, let's get on the road. Welcome everybody back to Uncle Walter's farm. It is officially springtime. Walter happened to be looking on Tractor House and he came across quite possibly the best deal that you could have found for the price point it's at. I've also been on Facebook Marketplace a little too much, and that one thing I saved a couple months ago just keeps digging at me, and it was that dang GMC that cost originally $6,000. Well, now it's sold, and that would have been a heck of a deal. But the tractor we're going to look at really should help the farm diversify its workload and make us a lot more money as the farm progresses. I'm talking about a 1971 John Deere 4520. The seller wants $12,000 for this thing, and it's in pretty dang good condition, if I do say so myself. My navigation says it should be right off to my right. Oh, that's probably it. Let's go take a look at this thing. Listings for these tractors range anywhere from $12,000 to about $18,000. It really just kind of depends on condition. But look at that tractor. This thing's about as Andy clean as you're going to get it. Doesn't have any fluid leaks. Decals might be a little rough, but overall, that is a killer tractor. Does have a synchro. I don't mind. I actually prefer that transmission. How's she sound? Sounds like a good piece of machinery to me. The synchro works just fine, getting through the gear range. Let's talk to the owner, Bernie, and get this thing test driven so we might be able to buy it. The power steering could possibly use a little bit of work, but I can't really complain. Again, for the price point we're getting this tractor at, I think this is probably the deal of the century. While I get this deal sorted out, the plan book for today is we're going to be doing a lot of that spring work that we couldn't get done over the winter. Finish ripping up the fields, get them rolled and seed bed prepped. Call out the co-op to get some lime spread, and most importantly, we're gonna pick those stones. I gotta talk to Daryl about borrowing his trailer because I do not have a trailer that we can use to haul the rocks away. If you guys are a big fan of watching people dig themselves out of debt, I currently am still over $275,000 in the hole, and if you'd like to follow me along on my journey, please consider heading down below, dropping a like, and possibly even consider subscribing. I tried talking Bernie down just to see if he'd go a little lower. He didn't budge, and I don't blame him. It's a good, solid tractor. Let's get it back to the house and get this girl to work. Money has been withdrawn, and I am not exactly sure what I want this tractor doing just yet. I think we might put it on the roller. If I am to rent a rock picker from the co-op, I think the one that they have requires like 170 horsepower, and neither of these two tractors, being the 45 or the 46, have the guts to do that. So we might need to call in some backup for that one. And I know the co-op has like a 340 case. If they're able to bring that out, that'd be above awesome. You guys were telling me you would like to see the tractor get a set of front weights and some duals. I ran the numbers. To do that on this tractor as it stands, it would cost me $9,500. That's probably absurd in real money, but if I want to throw the options on it, that's what it would cost me. And I don't really have that much additional money laying around, so we're just going to have to keep the tractor like this for right now. Allow create field, drop the hammer. I'm not predicting this ground to do anything special this season. This is some very, very, very compacted and tight dirt, so if we can even get close to above par with that, it's going to be a miracle. And considering just how much room we really made, why don't I just try and make the field almost have a square edge? That might work better on a GPS standpoint. Phone call has been made, and the co-op will be out here within the next half hour. I also ran over there and swapped over the Massey onto the roller and the Deere onto the cultivator. I want to run the cultivator over this first, since it is either really compacted or there is a bunch of twigs and nasty stuff that we'll just kind of try and break it up and till it in a little bit more. Then I can come in with the roller and try to seed bed it. When we jump up to the PDA, the most amount of stuff we really need to put lime on is just the outskirts. That'll look weird from a visual perspective, but I don't want to overpay for something I don't really need that much of. This ground just needs to be torn up completely and redone. We do have the availability to finance stuff now with the financing mod. Might be something I look into, and we might look into it right after this little pass. What would that cost me to finance? $3,500 a month for 6 months. We could do that in contracts. I'm gonna think on it, but I definitely could do that. Because I do plenty of contracts in a month in order to pay $3,500 for 6 months.
A few moments later.
I've thought about it long enough. We're gonna go through with it. But while this tractor tears up this ground, we're going to take that tractor and the Massey Ferguson to get this ordeal situated. And hopefully by that time, the co-op is out here with the rock picker. And then I can get Daryl to bring his truck with the rock trailer. And we can start knocking out the rocks. Just have to rip up our little portion that originally had all those tree roots in it. And if we were to ever sell this ground, it would now be worth a lot more money because I'm going to put the whole works on it. When they spread lime on the edges of those fields, they're going to do it to this entire thing as well. We're going to knock out as many birds with one stone as we can. Let's make it happen. Corey, you're on duty. Go get him, Tiger. Time to test out my latest investment. If you're wondering where on earth you could find this 4620, this is not a public mod. This is a tractor that a modding buddy of mine actually sent me. And it is gorgeous. I have no idea if this thing's ever intended to be made public. That is not my fish to fry. All I know is that this thing will eat. Dang, there's a lot of rocks out in this field. On the topic of financing, you guys aren't going to believe what I found in Tractor House the other day. It helped me get rid of my lease payment, but I'd also again have to be financing something with more payments. At least this one will be to own it. That would be a 12-row Kinsey 3200 planter. Comes with the Yetter row cleaners. I don't think you could really beat that. And that's $10,000 a month. We couldn't do that, but I could do the 2 years. We'd have to definitely do contracts for that if we wanted to get the planter. Looks as though Corey's getting himself figured out. I'm going to try and itch around on the top side of the sheds because I know if I try to hire a worker, it's going to get caught on the shed, it's going to get caught on the truck, it's going to be a pain, and I don't even want to deal with it. Oh, sorry, Corey. Let's jump to the Massey quick and see if that seed bed can be rolled with the tractor or if we're going to have to do everything with these 2 rigs. And we'll catch you when the entertainment starts kicking up to 11. Okay, Massey, don't let me down now. You're worth something more than just silage bale work. Go, Massey, go! Woo! I knew this thing wasn't useless. Well, surprise, surprise, this tractor does not have GPS configured into the code, so we're gonna have to do all this work by hand. That's fine. The co-op finally showed up with the spreader, and I think the rock picker's supposed to be here in the next 5-10 minutes. What we're gonna do is we're gonna use that first because the rock picker kind of works like a cultivator. I'm hoping that if I spread the lime, the rock picker will turn the lime into the soil, therefore getting us completely ready for the planting season. Well, speak of the devil, there's the case. I'll have to wave him down to go park over by the machine shed. Daryl did the smart thing. I didn't know this. He bought that Toyota that was over at the car dealer when we were buying the Chevy. I told him we could put the dump trailer on my pickup, and he's like, nah, man, this thing is bulletproof. And I had to agree with him because he's right. While we were at it, we also sent Corey down to the dealer to go pick up the cedar. That's why we're only at $25,000. And yes, I did go with the 6-month financing, as I know I can pay for it. I've used that thing enough in bucked up hay to know how much money it saves me in a year. There's really no stones off to the left side. All of the stones are just concentrated in this one area. I know why, because we used to have the cattle pen here. All of that was just compacted dirt. Depending on how wide our pass is going to determine how much lime we really are going to go through. Oh, I'm liking that. I'm liking that. Smoke the whole thing. Beautiful. Just go as fast as we can around the outside. And then I just know I got to cover all of this, and then the outskirts of this. Spreading lime at 30 miles an hour probably seems crazy, and quite frankly, yes it is. I would use the GPS, but I guess this spreader does not have the ability to do that for some odd reason. I don't seem to have very good luck with the GPS on stuff, do I? I think our middle line was right about yonder, and if we don't hit it, then I think we'll hit it at some point.
12 seconds later.
How did I miss? I'd say at this rate, we might as well just spread the whole field. I'm paying for the lime, I might as well use it. There's one. On to the next. We got that loading station down south. And with the stones, I'm going to try and sell them at the cement factory. The amount of money I'm investing into this farm is slightly jaw-dropping, but the turnaround it's going to see is going to be tenfold. I guarantee it. There's no way it's not. Please don't rip me off. Please don't rip me off. Please don't rip me off. That's ripping me off. Ouch. It was $300 at the co-op. That's what we get for not using their services. That one loop took 30%. That's a rip-off. Did I at least cover everything? I guess everything but the tiny little blips. I guess the nice thing about the grass ground is that we only have to do all of this stuff once, and afterwards it stays nice. The one-time only gig. That finishes the lime, but now I'm curious. Would I be able to spread every bit of the rest of these fields with the remainder in the tank? I highly doubt it, but it's possible. Come on, baby, don't let me down. Woo! Alright, I want a refund for all of the product that I didn't use. I could just keep it, but that seems kind of pointless. Especially since 2,800 liters is just about 1,000 liters short of a good time. And speaking of that, I got a quick message for you guys. If you guys are fans of Farm Sim's greatest radio station, 3,800 the buck, going from March 5th to March 15th, we have 10 days with a link in the description to get you guys a special piece of memorabilia. It is a 3,800 the buck radio plush. This is not your average stuffed toy. Sadly, it does not play music. However, this bad boy will have a QR code on the back side of it that will lead you directly to the playlist on Spotify. Whether you're a longtime channel veteran or you just found the video today, if we can get 200 of you guys that are willing to pledge $2 over the next 10 days, we can get this thing made, and it's gonna be awesome. Head on down the description down below, get yourself in line to get one of these radios, and let's tune up that dial and get ourselves right back to the video. Sometimes I'm like, dang, that'd be a real nice tractor to have. And then I realize, I already have nice tractors. Daryl has the seeder fully prepped and ready to go. We'll just get it out of the way so we can get this behemoth over yonder, start picking up all them stupid stones. Luckily, the co-op has the bigger model of this thing. It's not like this can't be done quickly, it can be a very tedious job, especially with the working widths of certain pieces of equipment. Like I mentioned earlier, the left side of the plot just doesn't have any rocks in it. It's all over where the cattle pen used to be. That concludes field number 1. Almost got about 1/5 of a tank. This is the one I'm more concerned about. There was a lot, and I mean a lot of stones in this. And some of them were some big boys. Big boys. The limes make it really hard to see, but you can see the amount of rocks in this. If I was smart, I'd have done this lime application right at the end of harvest, but we didn't have the money to do that until January. So my hands were kind of tied. I mean, I'm still glad we're doing it, but I guess better late than never. It probably seems like we're not doing a lot. The bill that it's costing me to rent this from the co-op is peanuts compared to either the damage bill or particularly owning this setup itself. So kudos to the co-op. Thanks, bud. And we must have had a big patch because, wow, we are full. Daryl! Oh, this poor little Hilux. Toyota durability test, question mark? Whistling diesel style? It'll be fine. Proceeds to snap frame into a U. Come on, Toyota, you can do it. Right on top of the axles. Like a champ. If stone picking contracts pay good money, I might just rent this setup from the co-op and do that and pay them the difference. Now I got myself curious. It only cost me $500 to rent this sucker. Cost $1,000 to do the contract, so we could do a $500 investment to make a little over $5,000. That's gotta be the steal of the century. We're finding ways to make money left and right now. course, if the co-op didn't exist, this would be a whole different ballgame. Plus, I don't even know what stones are going to sell for at that concrete plant. The tracks being left behind are honestly very satisfying. Oh shoot, I still got to get that grass planted. That's okay. I still got to put the 20 series on the roller. I wish that grassland roller had the roller work as a roller, but it doesn't. It only fertilizes. We'll have Daryl take care of field number 2 while I get the grass seed going. I would think by the time this grass is fully grown in, it would be just in time or a little bit behind first cutting. This stuff should already be fertilized once. Yes, and then of course run the regular roller over the top of this once it is planted. Get you set up. Let's get seeding. AI workers blocked by an object. What could he be blocked by? Oh, my bad, Daryl. Gotta admit, one of the best features about this tractor has to be the turn radius. That case, the front wheel assist is nice, but man, it is so nice to be able to turn on a dime. Ooh, we're gonna have to look at our fuel gauge here in a bit. Starting to get a little low. On to the up and downs. How's he doing? Oh, he's still rolling. Wonder what he's at for fill level, because I still see quite a bit of white on the ground. I think it seems a little crazy that I went and bought this thing. Well, financed it. But in my eyes, I'm saving on how much money in fertilizer a year. Because with this tool, I can go and seed any other grass fields I so choose, but I already have a free built-in fertilizer that all I need to do is drop the weeder portion of it, and it double fertilizes the grass. It's a win-win situation. And it's good to know that I didn't even use half a tank to plant this field. You can't plant a lot with it, but you can plant just enough to be dangerous. I'm so excited to see what the yield turnaround is on all this ground. It better be worth the money it's taken to do it. Otherwise, I might cry. There's a very good chance I might cry. Well, it's all said and done. I got a soccer ball stuck in my roller. We're gonna need to get a hold of my buddy Andy. I'm starting to get low on soap. And luckily, I could stop by any of my local JD dealers and pick up a jug. That's what we like to see. And what else I'd like to see is when I drop that stinking Dalbo sitting right over by the pressure washer, it finally gets rid of the needs rolling. I should put it on this tractor so I can use the GPS, but I'm a little lazy. And I kind of want to use my new investment.
A few moments later.
When will this ever work for me? Why does this never work? I have yet to ever figure this out on how on earth I'm supposed to get the ground rolled when it does not want to be rolled. Come on, 46, I'm counting on you. Don't let me down now. My only guess is that it just wasn't going down all the way. Wait. I think I got it. I think I got it. We did it! We did it! We did it! We did it! Yay! Oh, we did it! This trailer is gonna get real heavy real fast. I just hope it's got the guts to do the job. Not even a flinch. What a legend. It's the little Yoda that could. I don't think you guys can comprehend the level of excitement that I am that I finally got this stupid roller thing figured out. I have been fighting that stupid problem for probably close to 3 months now. Man, I almost forgot about the radio. Let's get up in the drone and start catching some shots.
Picking up the pieces of my sweet shattered dream. I wonder how the old folks are tonight. Her name was Anne, and I'll be damned if I recall her face. She left me not knowing what to do. Carefree highway, let me slip away on you. Carefree highway, you've seen better days, the morning after blues, from my head down to my shoes. Slip away on you.
Daryl finished up, but Corey's still finishing out. Let's take Daryl's truck down to the cement plant and see just how much these stones are really worth. I'm not expecting to win the lottery, but I'll be pleasantly surprised if it's a couple $1,000s. Putting all the weight on the axles. Let's see how the truck handles tongue weight. Not even budging. Daryl, what kind of a suspension you got in this thing? It's a beast. Apparently it's still got enough power to get up and going, but my question is, how well does it stop? Can it stop all right? Doesn't even feel it. He's got to have these trailer brakes dialed in, man. That is impressive. Toyota coming home with the MVP of the Day award. Are we even gonna get 1,000? Yeah, it didn't even pay for our rental. When's the best time to sell rocks? This is really dumb, but now I'm curious. Well, that would have made no difference. Still, big thanks to Daryl for letting us use his truck and trailer. We won't know any data on this field or the other one until we put crop in, and I will let you guys know what I'm going to do with that Kinsey. So be sure to keep it light, keep it loose, keep it fresh, and most importantly, keep it fun. I shall see you guys all in the next one. This is the Rental Man out. Peace.